Well, hello everybody. I want to do this breaking video here. It's not so breaking. I mean, everyone's talking about it. I did get lots of messenger feeds, and I wanted to take a real good look at it. Now, in Europe, all over Europe now, this New World Order, one world government crap, they're targeting farmers all over. We've seen revolution from Africa all the way through Europe on farmers trying to fight unitary governments. What are unitary governments? Well, folks, that's when the city-state rules with an iron hand with the central federal government, and there is no regional governance, none whatsoever. The government can come along, remove you from your property rurally, and how they do that is legislate things like reduced nitrates in fertilizer so your crop yields are shit. And in Alberta, parts of Saskatchewan, no one has suffered more than Albertans in Canada. Dust Bowl, Alberta. Now, why was that? No fertilizers, folks. If they do a 30% reduction in farm agriculture fertilizers in Western Canada, you can kiss Alberta goodbye. I mean, those farms will be lost and turned over to big corporate farms. Now, so far there are no reports of the federal government doing these nitrate tests illegally in Alberta, but they are in Saskatchewan. Federal government employees, harnessed by the environmental minister, crossing onto people's private property and testing their water dugouts, federal vehicles. No permission, none asked whatsoever. This would never happen, folks, only in Crown Autocracy Canada. We have the provincial power of private property rights belonging to the provincial government. But not one of your filthy, ignorant, low-life, degenerate, autocracy-ridden premiers in all the history of Canada have ever wanted to enshrine it in provincial constitutionalism. I've been crying out for a whole year straight. Any province can do this. Jason Kenney could have done it. And when he was cornered, and half his MLAs took my side live February 16th at the legislature on the Private Property Commission, Jason Kenney ran away. He quit Premier. He said, no. Even though Lieutenant Governor, the Crown position, is mandated constitutionally to enshrine a provincial constitution if a Premier would do it. And we can do it. We can do that. I've tagged Dr. Richard Albert. There are more than 162 world experts representing every minority language spoken in Alberta, all First Nation languages in Alberta. We could start right here. In fact, I have every language in Canada covered for every citizen over the age of 18 to have constitutional conventions taught by the greatest academics in the world for you, the people, to write your constitution. None of these autocratic, pure dictatorial premiers want to do it. They keep you all ignorant. They lie to you. Do you think if you had a provincial constitution, if you were even remotely somewhat similar to either Russia or the United States, that the federal government could come on your farms, raid them for measuring your nitrates? Or do you think your National Guard of the state would come in and stop them? The answer is they would come in and stop them. They wouldn't even consider it in the United States. In fact, the federal government can only send in federal officers and federal ministries in the U.S. if it's of the federal jurisdiction. So unless you're growing illegal drugs or raping children or a multitude of other federal powers and you're breaching them, they're never to come on your property, not to measure nitrates. That is not a power of the federal government. And there's no justification for coming on your private property. Do you think that as it stands, any province or any provincial premier or any police force can arrest any federal officer without any clear constitutions cementing those legal powers of the province? The answer is no. They can come and do as they please. And good luck getting any police officer, from a sheriff to an RCMP to a city police officer, a municipal police officer, from a federation of police or any other, to help you. They will not, because there's nothing legally mandated in Canada to stop them, even though it's been articulated since 1867 not to do it. And who has to pay the fines? Even if Scott Moe, Saskatchewan, handed out those $200,000 fines to the federal officers, it's federal government. Who gets the bill? It's you, taxpayers. So not only do the farmers get violated, they also have to pay their own fines. How do you like those filthy, rotten apples? There's Richard Albert. I have a multitude of constitutional experts. Canada is not a federalism, folks. It's the delusion, the lie, the illusion of democracy. We are nearly a pure unitary state, far surpassing Russia, because at least they have a written constitution and absolutely regional constitutions of all 84 of their regions and obelisks. All 84. Sorry, folks, you've been bamboozled, screwed, lied, cheated, and manipulated to since forever in Canada, since 1867. It's never had to be that way. Any premier can do that tomorrow. And in 3 to 6 months, you could have your very own, for the people, by the people, constitution of a province or territory, done by you, the people, in massive convention for all those over 18 in as little as 3 to 6 months. But not one of your loser, pure autocratic premiers wants to ever give up their divine crown power. And why would they? They fill their back pockets. There's no accountability, no rules of governance or how to govern. They lie, cheat, and steal, and rape and rob you. They can literally take your children and do with as they please, as they've proved to do over and over in our own history. Until people wake up to the truth, it's always going to be this way. And no matter what lies people tell you, no government's going to be held accountable. No RCMP, city police officer, municipal police officer, sheriff, or otherwise is ever going to enact anything against any federal political powers. None whatsoever. None. No employees. They're sworn not to. They won't. Show me in law how they're going to be stopped. They can't be. The only one who will have to pay the bill is you, who was violated. You, the filthy farmer. You, the filthy, dirty, working class citizen. That's the truth. Sad truth. Share because it's real. Share because it's credible. Share because it's verifiable. And share because it's the right thing to do. Are you going to be an ignorant, illiterate, uneducated Canadian forever to be abused? Or are you going to make the buck stop here and share? Don't fall into what happened to so many before us. So many right now in the world of unitaries and crown constitutional monarchies. It's happening all over. African countries, Northern European countries, they're unitary or constitutional monarchies. Get it out there, folks. Don't be a perpetual victim forever and a day. Don't let lying, cheating, filthy politicians continually molest your intelligence and abuse you, because they will. They will forever. They're all lying. There's no way to stop the feds unless you take control of provincial constitutionalism. Section 92, A, B, and a few more overlaps, but 92 is the mother lode big one. If you don't enshrine that in a provincial constitution, you have zero, nothing, and you will be ruled by the iron fist pure autocracy forever and a day. Divine, godly politicians. And they laugh at all of you. They've been laughing for more than 150 years, all the way to the bank. Paid liars, cheats, and thieves. Globalists, pure and simple. That's my video. Share, share, share.